Hello everyone, welcome back to While You Were Cleaning. Today I have some Dollar Tree Christmas DIYs to share with you, and I am so extremely excited about today's video because all of these DIYs are seriously the simplest DIYs that you will ever see. I know that even if you have never done a DIY before, that you could pull off at least a couple of these DIYs. So I hope that today's video is an encouragement for you. I hope that it's helpful for you with putting together some very simple and affordable Christmas decor this year. And I hope that you enjoy today's video. If you do, please hit that like button. Please comment down below and please subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed so that you can stay up to date on all of my latest videos. I'm so ready to get into today's video, so let's go ahead and get started. I wanted to decorate with some houses for my Christmas decor this year, and so I picked up some of these little houses and businesses that Dollar Tree has out with their Christmas Village collection. The colors on these don't really match my decor style though, so I wanted to just go ahead and completely change up the color, and so I'm going to use this Rust-Oleum flat white spray paint, and I added about 2 or 3 coats to each of these houses. This is the easiest project to put together. Really, all you're doing is removing the tag from these houses and then spray painting them. Hopefully you'll have some great weather like I did this week. But I really love how each of these houses turned out. Make sure that you get down right on their level and close to the houses as you're spray painting them, so you make sure you get all of the different little edges. But here's how all of those houses and businesses and little churches turned out, and I just really love the way they look with this flat white spray paint more than with all of the colors that they had going on. And these houses do have the holes in the bottom of them so that you can add a little electric tea light to them. So I did do that to each of these houses, and I just love the soft glow that comes from them. I'm sure that they'll look great in the dark or the dim lighting around Christmas, and just gonna have this really cozy look. This next project is going to be very similar to the first one. So I picked up 3 of my favorite Nutcrackers from Dollar Tree. These are plastic. I think they used to be wooden. I feel like they were wooden when I first saw them in the store. But I just removed all of the hair and the beards from these little Nutcrackers. One of the beards was a little bit harder to get off, but it did come off with all of the glue and everything, so they do not have too much residue on them from any glue. And then the hair is just pushed into these little slats on the side of the Nutcracker's head, so you can cut it off and then you can pull the hair out from inside of the head. And with these, I'm going to be spray painting them with this Rust-Oleum Ultra Matte spray paint in this black color, and I did give these several coats as well, and then just make sure that you get down nice and close to them so that you can get all of the edges, because when you're looking at them from above you kind of miss underneath the edge of their hats and things like that. So here's how those ones turned out, and I absolutely love these. I saw an ad on Pinterest, I think it was from Lowe's or Home Depot, and it had a set of black Nutcrackers just like these, and I am positive that these cost a lot less than what you can find at those stores. Next, I have a very simple DIY using one of these 4x4 frames from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to be using a window cling off of this sheet with the red trucks on it. So this frame has 2 pieces of glass on the inside, and when I went to remove the paper, it left this residue, so I just left that piece of glass out completely and just put the back onto the frame. And then I'm just going to simply add this little joy wreath decal right on the front of there. It sticks to the glass because it's just like sticking it to a window. You can swap these out for different seasons, and it's such an easy piece of decor. Next, I'll be doing a similar DIY using this 8x10 frame. I love the white and gold frame on this. You could use any frame from Dollar Tree that's 8x10, and then I'm going to be using some rub-on transfer letters. So first on the frame, I took off the back of this and then took out the paper, and then I went ahead and folded those tabs back down because I just want it to be the glass. So these tabs do kind of show from the front a little bit, so you'll just want to fold them back with some small pliers. I'm just using a pair of needle nose pliers. You're just folding these tabs back in half, so they're still holding the glass in place, but then you can't see them from the front of the frame. I really wanted to use these gold rub-on transfer letters because they match the frame so well. This is the first time that I'm trying out using them, and I really did not like them and the way that they turned out. So the gold underneath is a little bit glittery, and it doesn't transfer completely. So the letters don't have a super clean edge, so I'm going to use these black letters instead. I've used these on several other DIYs. So I cut out the letters that I needed, and then I measured where the center of the front of the frame is, and then I just started pressing down my letters in place. I put a notebook with lined pages underneath my glass frame so that I could line up my letters with the lines that are on the paper. So this helps you to be able to get your letters nice and straight by lining up the bottom of them with one of the lines on the page. And then you can find your center for your word Mary as well, and then do the same thing. Line up the bottom of your letters with the lines on the page, and then just make sure that that notebook stays straight though and it doesn't shift at all. Otherwise, your letters will be going crooked across the front of your frame. This DIY was another very simple one, and I did accidentally get my letters a little bit off center with my word Christmas, so I'm probably going to go back and fix that, but I just wanted to show you what it looks like being able to see through that glass and having those letters on there. I really love this DIY. Next, I'll be using one of these large square frames. I was waiting for these to come back in stock at my store because these are perfect for framing some of these calendar pages. So I just wanted to show you through some of the different Christmas calendar pages that I found out this year, and I'm going to be using a few of these and framing them. It's very simple to do this. I just want you to know how well these fit inside of this frame. So you just have to remove the calendar page from the frame, and then it's just slightly smaller than the frame or the glass on the inside of the frame. So you can just add a little bit of hot glue in there or some double-sided tape. Add back down that piece of paper. That'll keep it from shifting side to side, and then just add your back onto your frame. This simple black frame is a nice matte finish, and it works really well with all of these different pictures, and you can swap these out for the different seasons as well. Just frame some different calendar pages, and my Dollar Tree stores still have a lot of these calendars in stock, so make sure you check out your stores. They used to be on an end cap, and now they're put back in one of the aisles. For my last DIY today, I'm going to be putting together a very simple wreath. I found this grapevine type wreath form at Dollar Tree recently, and then I'll also be using some mini pine cones. I did use 2 packages of mini pine cones, and if you can't find this exact wreath, you could probably use one of the other grapevine wreaths that they have, or like their willow branch wreath that they have. You just may end up needing more pine cones in order to cover it. I did want to make sure that I mentioned that right here at the beginning when I was gluing my pine cones onto the wreath, I had my hot glue gun on high temp, and those pine cones were falling off the wreath faster than I could put them on. It took forever for the hot glue to dry. So once I switched my glue gun onto low temp, it was so much easier. It went a lot faster getting these pine cones onto the wreath. And like I said, I did use 2 packages of pine cones to cover up this wreath, and I think the 2 of them covered it up really well. My wreath form was a little bit wonky. It had one section that kind of stuck out funny, so I just added a few extra pine cones onto one side to even it out so it looked a little bit more round. And here's how that wreath turned out, and I really love the natural look of this wreath. You could add a bow to it. You could also add some fairy lights, and I think that would look really pretty on this. And you could make this in some different sizes as well, even add it to a table centerpiece if you wanted to. So those are all of the DIYs that I have to share with you in today's video. I hope that these were as simple as I told you they would be. And let me know down in the comments which of these DIYs was your favorite and which one you're going to try to recreate. Thanks for watching today. Bye!